Alright. Tom Roselle, speech 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right here is my PowerPoint. I know it's kind of hard to tell camera, but it is here. Alrighty. So, 3,000 U.S. citizens die each year from secondhand smoking lung cancer. That means they get lung cancer just by secondhand smoking. They don't actually smoke cigarettes themselves. Do you really want to be one of those 3,000 citizens? Are you simply sitting in a restaurant? You're shaking your head. That allowed electronic cigarettes to be used? No, I don't think so. And also, that's statistics from the FDA and cancer.gov. So I've done my research, but I've also had real life experiences with secondhand smoke. As I've said in past speeches, my dad is a smoker, and so I know what it's like to have to deal with all of it. And I'm tired of inhaling toxic and disgusting fumes. So I'm here to persuade you to not allow these new and upcoming electronic cigarettes to be allowed in public places until they have been further investigated. I don't know if y'all have heard about electronic cigarettes, but they are new. They're upcoming. There's no tobacco in them, but there's definitely other chemicals I'll explain later that's in them that can cause harm to you. And so, personally, I don't believe that these should be allowed in public areas where they do emit vapors, and their side effects are still largely unknown. Alright. So, they are unapproved by the Federal Drug Agency and the World Health Organization. So the government does approve them, but they're still made. They're made in China, so they come over here, and we still distribute them and market them. But the FDA has done analysis over it, and they found different chemicals within them. There is no tobacco. They do contain diethylene glycol, which is a component in antifreeze, which is very toxic for your body. And then there are also carcinogens, which, if you were here last time, you may remember that's a cancer-causing agent. This information is from New York Times. And then there's also different levels of nicotine in the containers that said that they're supposed to be the same. So if you're getting a product and it's all supposed to be the same, and you're getting different levels of nicotine and different chemicals, should these products really be allowed in our streets and in our air? That information is from the FDA. And these e-cigarettes, they may not emit smoke, they do give off vapors, which there still needs to be further research to determine whether these vapors do contain the carcinogens and other toxic fumes that you're inhaling. And that's from howstuffworks.com. So yeah, like I said, hidden within are carcinogens, various levels of nicotine, diethylene glycol, and other unknown ingredients. And there's a little picture of how the cigarettes work. And you just there's liquid nicotine cartridge, and it's not just liquid nicotine, it's also those other chemicals I was talking about that vary from charger to charger. What can we do to keep from inhaling these vapors? Because currently these vapors are going to be allowed in public places such as restaurants and your places of work. They should be banned until there's further investigation and analyzed in depth, and then also regulated eventually by the government. Workplaces, in charge of that's going to be your managers or the company at large who you have to talk to. And then the restaurant is going to be a city ordinance passed by the mayor and city council. The states don't deal with it because it's more of a city issue, and restaurants also vary because they're not, not all of them are wide. There's some like small town restaurants, and that's from businessgrouphealth.org as well. So what can you do? You can act on it. Contact your city council mayor. You can either write him a letter, go to a city council meeting, just voice your opinion, get it out there, and get people on your bandwagon. Or you can go to your manager and just say, hey, sir, I I don't like people smoking these e-cigarettes because we don't know what's in them. Just tell him, hey, can they just go outside and smoke it with all the other cigarettes? Makes sense. If you act on it, there's a possibility you can change policies. Pretty good possibility, especially since we don't know what's in them. But if you don't act on it, there's going to be unknown particles in your air, and you're going to be sniffing up all these carcinogens. So just go out there, voice your opinion. Try and just don't let them be allowed, because if you do, there's a good possibility that you're gonna end up with cancer one day. And that's what I'm saying. Just don't allow the e-cigarettes. So go to your mayor or your managers with your concerns and voice them. So thank y'all for listening to my speech. Hope y'all have a great night. Okay. Yeah, we're all still here. Alright, thanks guys. That's my short speech yet.
You,
Pause this shit.